Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, the boycott is officially on. Now, I don't know if the stores around me are empty or not, but there's a lot of people posting videos saying they're doing it, and I'm announcing I'm doing it. I'm not going to buy from big retail stores. Even last night, I needed a few items. I found small businesses online, and the ones I found were Black owned, and I purchased from them. So it's hard, but I can live through not buying from a big retailer for 1 week. So it is from the 25th to the 2nd of December. Personally, I think it should be longer. I think they should extend it well beyond the 2nd, but we'll see. Maybe it will extend. But it's to show the retailers, now all of a sudden they got big percentage off. They stopped doing that, y'all. I think like over the last 10 years, they stopped marking stuff down. I don't know if any of you notice, they stopped doing it. And now that it's all this chatter about boycotting, now all of a sudden you see stuff 40% off, 50% off, 60% off. Oh, now they're marking it down because they desperately want the people there. And don't forget the fact that they're putting black Santas all over the retail stores when they never did that in previous years. Usually, like back when I was still decorating and doing all that stuff, I had to literally piece together my ornaments, if I wanted black angel or ornaments and things that pertain to our culture. I used to always have to kind of piece it together. I would spot it here and there until I kind of had a big collection just from piecing things together over the years. You know, Now they got everything out here, but hell, it's too late for me. I ain't buying that mess. I don't even celebrate these lame ass holidays no more. Not for me. These holidays have nothing to do with me. And I'm laughing because some of the people are like, I'm now unemployed. I don't have no money to spend anyway. So, yeah, I'll do the boycott. I don't have no money. I said, yeah, a lot of people are unemployed. And y'all, did you notice that Donald Trump refused to publish the October and November numbers for unemployment? And that's because there were more job loss than people hired. So he literally stopped the job report from going out and thinking nobody would notice. I do notice because I that's one thing I did follow a lot just to see what was going on in the country. Now that the unemployment is high and the jobs are low, harder to find because it's not enough jobs to go around. He's now trying to hide the reports now. He's trying to hide everything. So, which brings me to my next announcement. LVZ, True Royal, and myself, we're going to be doing a current event tomorrow. So I will get that posted today. So that's going to be 3 Eastern time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to do a current event. So I got a lot of good topics we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about Donald Trump hiding the job report all of a sudden because he knows it looks bad. You know, he talked all that trash about Biden, and then he got in office and he literally made the economy and job market worse. And his tariffs were not just bad for the economy, it was bad for all of these places of employment. They had to let people go because it cost their businesses more money for goods because of Donald Trump. So a lot of people went under because of those tariffs. So I don't know, Donald Trump. It's no point in hiding it now because most people do know. I certainly do. And I know many of you do too. And I got a live coming up next on Campbell Soup. We're gonna talk about that. Campbell Soup is right here in my state. It's in Camden, New Jersey. That's where their big plant is, and they make all the soup. When I was growing up, I knew a lot of people that worked over there. They hired a lot of our people, and the fact that they're using it says right on the can, bioengineered. So, I haven't bought I can't even remember the last time I bought that soup, because I tend to make homemade soups now. I have for the last several years, and I actually enjoy doing that. And sometimes I just take the leftovers I have and I'll make it into a soup. And I know y'all know how to make a lot of homemade soups too, and they taste so much better. Not only do they taste better, you know exactly what you're putting in it. You know what I mean? You got everything in it that you like and that you know you enjoy to eat. And I think that is the best thing anyway. It is so easy to make soup. It really is not complicated. And you got leftover vegetables and or meat if you eat meat, you can throw together your own soup. You don't need nothing from no Campbell soup. And what that executive said, I'm not surprised. Some old Latino, Garza. I mean, some old loudmouth Latino done ruined your business. Now, you know how many people are online saying they ain't never buying another can of Campbell soup or nothing they put out. Because they put out other products too, not just soup. And people are now saying they're not touching that stuff. And Campbell, they're trying to clean it up. How do you clean that up? How do you clean that up? You have an executive, somebody in a top position, saying that stuff about the products. You work for that company. So, of course, they did fire old Garza, but the damage is done. The damage is irreparable, what he did, running his mouth. So he called himself trying to sue Campbell Soup. He ain't gonna win that lawsuit. He ain't gonna win. They are gonna lose probably billions of dollars from people not touching that soup ever again. It's true. You probably will see those soup cans at food banks now. That's what's gonna happen. If people that go to food banks, they probably gonna be loaded up with them Campbell soup cans, because nobody's gonna buy that stuff. I know I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Yeah, it's full of salt, and that's why it's always better to do homemade because you know exactly what ingredients you put into it. Mr. Soulful, thank you so much for your undying support from my channel. I deeply appreciate it. Shalom, Sister Lisa. Hold on. It's going by a little fast. Shalom, Sister Lisa. We will have to start making everything from scratch again. They have homemade cookbooks on Amazon. We will have to share recipes. You don't need nothing from Amazon. I bet you can get the soup recipes from women in your family. It's better to get it from them than to even get a cookbook. I'm just saying. You know, I learned how to make soup, to be honest with you, just trial and error. I just decided to take a chance and try it. And boy, some of the recipes came out great, really good. But see, that's how we did everything, Mr. Soulful, old school. And that's nothing wrong with that. And we need to go back to that anyway. That's the way I see it. Canning. I still do that. I still do canning. Yeah. Especially if you have a garden. At the end of the season, you don't want to lose your stuff and you can just can it. Usually use my entire table. And the wonderful part about canning your own foods, it lasts for a whole year without going bad. So I just store it in the cabinets and we go through it and it's wonderful. So y'all, let's get started. It'll be nice to see how this week turns out, with people staying out of the stores and just, going to small businesses to make your purchase. So, before we get started, If you don't know, I have a sale going on, and now actually the Shopify sale will begin tomorrow, and I will post something about that again. I did post it in the community tab. I will post it again. So the Cyber 25 sale on Etsy has begun. You need to use promo code Cyber 25 to get 37% off your purchase. So you want to go to my store, lisacrafts.etsy.com. So take advantage of this because I got a lot of this stuff in stock and you can get it at a discount right now. So don't let that pass you by. Okay, so we're going to talk about these stores. And I don't know, these executives and these rich people, they don't need our money anyway. And many of the things that we are suffering through right now is these rich people that can pay money to Donald Trump and Congress and Senate to do the things they want. This economy is hurting because of them. So I'm glad our people are now taking a stand. You know, it is time, long overdue, to stop getting pushed around by 1% of the population because they got money. The hell with them people. You know, if you don't want to spend your money, you don't have to spend not one dime with them. They can go kick rocks. All right, y'all. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Give me a one if you can see my screen. Support our Black businesses, support small businesses in your town locally. But these big box corporations, they get a big old F you from me. Thank you, everybody.
Bullshit going on. When you in Wally World and it's quiet like Target, I mean it's Thanksgiving, it's the holidays, and Walmart is fucking empty. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. This is fucking Walmart. Government shutdown is in full effect, ain't it?
November 25th, November 25th through Tuesday, December 2nd, we want to show our power to boycott corporate entities, big box, and publicly traded companies on that week. No spending of any kind. African Americans contribute $1.8 trillion in spending in 2024. I'm going to say it again, $1.8 trillion in 2024. So let's spend our money wisely and let's let our voices be heard.
You guys stop what you're doing. I want to hear this. As many of you all know, we are in an economic blackout, which means we are not buying anything. We are not going to buy from big corporations. We're not going to go to Home Depot. We're not that I ever go there. We're not going to go to Home Depot. We're not going to go to the big box stores. We're not going to go to Target. We're not going to go to Walmart. We are boycotting all of that. And we're going to focus our money and our attention to small mom and pop shops, to local businesses, making sure our money goes back to the community in various ways. And I know many of y'all are depending on those Black Friday sales. Well, I want to let you know, support a small creator, support a small artist. Go get your gifts from small mom and pop shops. And if you are political like me and want a great t-shirt for you and your family, I am encouraging you to please go purchase one of these t-shirts that says Proud Patriot. I absolutely love it. My friend Annie sent it to me and I wear it every single day. You know, I call you guys my Gatriots. You can go ahead and go to Illustrations by Annie on her Instagram page. Give her a follow and then use the link in her bio to get the t-shirt. There's a whole bunch of different things. There's so many stickers, so much cool stuff. And if you also want to check out another shop, my friends Zachary and Gwen at the Rise Above Justice Movement, go to riseabovejusticemovement.com. This is my favorite t-shirt they have. And as always, follow along for more.
We have some major news right now. A huge economic blackout and boycott of big box retailers has begun today. It previously reported that it started the 28th. It actually started today, and I want you to know the details correctly. Organizations have called on you, the American people, to stop spending money at big box retailers from November 25th, today, through December 2nd. And the point of this is essentially to show big box retailers, major corporations, not small businesses, large corporations that gouge American citizens, American residents, that essentially we're not beholden to them. To target corporations that have introduced anti-DEI protocols, corporations that have sold out to the Trump administration. This blackout is set to last a week. Now, organizers stress to continue to shop small, support your small businesses, because that is critical. As always, I'll continue to provide you updates as we get more information. So spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe, follow along for more.
From November 25th, 2025, this year, to December 2nd, they're calling it a mass blackout. Not a march, not a protest, no science necessary. It's 1 week where we pull our dollars out of the system and see what happens when the economy feels the weight of our absence. Because we've marched, we've begged, most of us voted the right way. And now we're just going to sit back and test the one thing this country truly worships: money. See, this isn't the first time we've tried this, right? Economic boycotts have always been the heartbeat of real change, from Montgomery to Operation Breadbasket. When the buses lost money, segregation fell. When companies realized ignoring Black consumers meant losing profit, they started hiring, promoting, and pandering. History has already shown us that pulling our dollars hits harder than any speech, any march, any protest ever could. The timing isn't random. Black Friday is the biggest spending weekend in America. Billions get poured into corporations that barely reinvest in the communities that made them rich in the first place. So from November 25th to December 2nd, the goal is simple, okay? Buy nothing that doesn't circulate back into us. You hear me? Support small, support local, support Black. Because when we withhold our dollars, we remind this country that we're not just consumers. We are the economy. So yeah, the mass blackout isn't about canceling Christmas or skipping joy. It's about shifting power and realizing that every dollar that we spend is a vote for the world that we live in. They've ignored our voices. They've ignored our pain. Let's see if they ignore our absence. We're not asking anymore. We are shutting this shit down, okay? No spending. If you do need something, make sure you go to farmers market, support small businesses. There's a ton of places that you can go to make sure you support the right people, not corporations. We are done. We're done.
The Big Beautiful Boycott starts tomorrow, and if you're not yet aware what that is, it's a movement where people are going to be boycotting between November 25th and December 2nd, not spending any money at Amazon, Target, and Home Depot specifically. But I would add pretty much any big box store to that list. A lot of people tell me lately that they are horrified by what they see happening out there around them right now, and they feel powerless. They don't know what to do. They feel overwhelmed. But here is what you do. All that these companies speak is money and loss of money, and what is affecting their money, and what is affecting their stock prices, and what is affecting their bottom line. And what affects their bottom line? Our purchases. So yes, if one person boycotts, sure, doesn't make a huge difference. But those boycotts and those individual actions are building into a huge tsunami of action. I don't use Google anymore. I use a search engine called Ecosia. And with every certain number of searches, Ecosia goes out there and plants a tree for you.
I know you weren't about to scroll, as I'm about to tell you the most important piece of information of the day. I've been tagged in all kinds of videos about this, so I'm going to speak on it. The mass blackout, which is happening from November 25th to December 2nd, I'm all in. I'm engaging, I'm participating. I'll be advocating for this with the Big Beautiful Boycott. We'll be pushing that information in our Discord as well as on our website once it's up and running. The People's Sick Day, who I have also advocated for that movement and their leadership, they've picked these dates as well. All of us, we're all coming together because we have to be one unified front. I'm going to go through the list of asks. You guys are going to flip out. That's fine, but I'm asking you to stay with me because I have a plan for you on the other end of this. First and foremost, if you want to take your country back, all you got to do is hit the pockets of the millionaires, billionaires, and the regime at the helm right now. They speak two languages, money and power. They hold hands. If you take away money, they don't have power. So the asks are this: no work. We'll talk about it. Don't flip out. No spending, no restaurants twice, by the way, super important. We don't need to go out to a restaurant to eat. We don't need DoorDash and we don't need Uber Eats. I lived in the 90s. I know there wasn't that. No projects, no events. Let's talk about what all of this means and how to prepare for it. I've put together a checklist. All you have to do is follow the checklist and we'll be good to go. I'm also going to put this picture of this checklist in the comments. So make sure you boost that so it stays at the top. And also make sure you save a copy for yourself. Number one, essentials and groceries. People got to eat during this time, right? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to stock up on food, household items, and medications prior to November 25th. Now, we don't want there to be a surge in spending prior to the blackout. So what we're asking is that you buy from local or community-owned stores whenever possible, and you only buy exactly what you need to get through that brief period of time. Number two, your finances. Make sure you pay your bills and complete essential purchases before the blackout period. We're not going above and beyond. We don't need to spend more than we usually do. Just make sure everything that is going to be due during that time is taken care of. We are going to avoid large corporate spending during November 25th to December 2nd. If you must spend, you need to do it within a local business, a small business, something like that. We are not going to engage with major corporations. Now, work is where people get a little bit hesitant. So we're just going to ask that you do what you can. If you have PTO that you can use, that you can take some days off, do it. If you can't, well, then you're still showing up, but you're doing only the essential work. You're not going above and beyond. You're not going in early. You're not staying late. You are taking that full hour lunch break. Whatever your setup is, you are doing the bare minimum, because by doing the bare minimum, you are actually taking longer for money to move through the process. You know what I'm saying? We are also going to pause anything that's optional, whether it is deliveries or a project or something that can be put on the back burner, it gets put on the back burner. The other thing too is if you can't miss work, I get it. You need to make sure you're engaging in the economic blackout part of this, that you're not spending. Now, let's go to number 4, which is communication and awareness. So we are going to inform our friends, our family, anyone that we interact with on a daily basis of our plans for spending or work, because it is going to fall. Yes, it's going to fall over Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of those important things. You need to let people know why you are not spending, and maybe encourage them to join you, okay? You need to share this information responsibly, focusing on the peaceful, legal parts of it. Go ahead and share this video, repost this video, make your own video. I don't care how the information gets out. If you feel like you can't do any of the, asks, at least push this information out for others. And then last but not least, after the blackout, we are going to resume spending with independent and local businesses. We are getting away from the corporate overlords, if you will. And after this blackout is a really good time to return to the Big Beautiful Boycott page, which will be up by then, and make sure you are following along with the companies that we are officially boycotting and have officially vetted for their participation in supporting this regime. So I hope all of that makes sense. If you have questions, put them in the comments below and I'll try to do a video response, because I'm sure I left some things out. It's go time. Block your calendars out. November 25th is go time.
What's up, folks? Trev here, one of the Gots Do Better brothers. And I was going to have a post of my Amazon alternatives and unpacking with eBay, my Craigslist, and my Canva purchases. But something beautiful happened tonight. In the spirit of getting off the grid, I had a conversation with my dad, and I didn't want to interrupt it by coming on social media. And for hours, my dad, who has been out of it for years, and more recently since my mom died last Christmas, and tonight we just had a beautiful exchange about spirituality, politics, love, and that's what Off the Grid is about. That's what Return into Community is about. So that's it.
Just a reminder that the mass economic blackout starts today. I don't have to work hard at not spending money. I'm broke as fuck. For those of you who do have disposable income, do not spend it. Don't spend a dime. All out from work. This is the people's sick day. This is the economic blackout. It's happening now. The 25th through the 2nd. We do urge people with essential jobs to stay home. This is the only way that things are going to change. We have to get uncomfortable.
The mass blackout has begun. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, let me tell you right now. From today, November 25th through December 2nd, they are calling for you to stop, to discontinue online shopping, stop shopping from major retailers. Fuck Target. It's always been fuck Target since they dropped the DEI. Anyway, fuck Walmart, fuck Amazon. Amazon sucks any fucking way. And if you have to shop, they're asking you to shop small businesses only. This is a 1 week mass blackout. Tons of people are participating in it. Listen, the greatest power that we have is the power of our wallet. If they realize that they need us to keep funding their bullshit, then they'll start listening. Then and only then. Even Congress doesn't listen to us, the people that elect them. They listen to the people with the money. But they need to remember, the people with the most money are we, the people. Because these corporations are getting rich off of us while they take advantage of us, while they support and pass legislation that harms us, while we can't get health care, while we can't get housing, while we can't get basic needs met. Corporate welfare is at an all-time high, while individual welfare is being attacked by this regime.
Everything he said, I don't know about you all, but personally, I've had enough of them not listening to us. And now we are coming to the table. We know that millions of people are participating in this, and I am just excited to see so many people who are jumping on and joining to push the message that we are blacking it out. This is your first time hearing about it. This is your first time seeing this. You still got time because it just began today. So get yourself together. Stop spending. Stop working. No streaming. Don't do anything if you can. And if you must do something, please make sure that you only use cash and you only shop small and shop local. But the goal should be blackout.
The blackout has started. It's been started for me. Don't spend a damn dime with any of these big corporations. Y'all see the food that they're selling us. Y'all see, y'all are waking up. Y'all are waking up. Shit, I'm waking up because some of this box stuff I've been buying. And then I look at the labels and everything is bioengineered in these grocery stores. Don't spend a dime. Shit, we need to extend the blackout till they change the recipes.
Well, breaking, fuck the news. Mass blackout urges Americans to stop working and shopping this week. A coalition of grassroots organizations are calling for a nationwide economic shutdown during the start of the holiday season. The mass blackout movement started by the Blackout the System, the People's Sick Day, American Opposition, the Money Out of Politics, Movement of the Progressive Network, is asking Americans to stop all spending and refuse to go to work Tuesday, November 25th through Tuesday, December 2nd. This is coordinated economic shutdown, a collective refusal to participate in a system that profits off of our pain, exploits our labor, and buys our politicians. From November 25th to December 2nd, which includes Black Friday and Cyber Monday, organizers of Mass Blackout Movement are urging people to do the following: stop online or in-store shopping, except for small businesses, stop working, stop streaming, cancel subscriptions, and don't make any digital purchases. Avoid travel, restaurants, and normal consumer behavior. Stay off of ad-driven platforms unless it's organizing purposes. The organization says if you need to spend, only do so at small local businesses and pay in cash. Small Business Saturday is exempted. And if you have to work, consider donating to Feeding America. Creators Coalition. We're not targeting small businesses or communities. We're targeting the corporate systems that profit off the injustice, fuel authoritarianism, and crush worker power. So keep you guys in the loop. I'll keep you updated with more.
It's the first on damn Walmart. And the blood clot place damn near empty.
And during the first week of November, nobody was getting their food benefits distributed, and grocery stores were quiet. So then, nearing the middle of November, people were granted their food benefits. People started rejoicing and gleefully posting videos of them on TikTok returning to the supermarket.
I'm too excited.
Who's that copy store?
And they also started posting videos of their full shopping carts, proudly showing that they were able to use their food stamps to buy food again.
Does anyone else notice that the first year we decide to lock the fuck in and decide that we're gonna like mass blackout and not purchase anything from major corporations during Black Friday and Cyber Monday next week or at the end of this week? Has anybody noticed that all of a sudden all the Black Friday sales are like 40, 50, 60% off again? Is that just me? Because I feel like for the last like nearly a decade, for the last like 6 to 8 years, we have been seeing like the fucking weakest Black Friday sales ever. I'm talking like 25% off, 30% off maximum. Like shit that you could get in the middle of the summer. The shit that you could get at the end of season sale in the spring. You know what I mean? It's not very fucking exciting. It's not giving Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But all of a sudden now they see that we are not only willing, but we will actually put our money where our fucking mouth is, no pun intended, and actually pull our fucking dollars from major corporations. Now, all these big corporations, all these like franchise companies are giving us like 60% off sales, 70% off sales. Why did I just see a 60% off sale for Madewell? I haven't seen a Madewell sale that crazy since high school. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is crazy that like all of a sudden they're like, let's make our offerings that much more enticing. But I'm not falling for it. Baby, I've already shopped small and local for my Christmas presents. I'm already in the process of crafting my own Christmas presents. You're not gonna fucking get me this year. Piss me off. It's like, where the fuck have these sales been the last 7 years? Like, they're dead ass just playing in our faces. Like, truly, genuinely, if ever there was evidence that they are playing in our fucking faces all the time, it's this. They're playing in our fucking faces and it's pissing me off. Like, it's crazy.
Hello, Sugar Plums. Coming to talk to you today about the mass economic blackout, which begins tomorrow. I'm standing with the movement, not out of anger, but out of love. Love for my community, love for justice, and love for the future that we all deserve. From November 25th through December 2nd, many of us are choosing to take a step back from spending and step forward with intention. Not because we're trying to make noise, but because silence hasn't protected us. Asking nicely hasn't moved mountains, and hoping hasn't stopped the harm. Our dollars say what our voices sometimes can't, and together they speak loud. This blackout is about more than money. It's about worth, it's about dignity, and it's about being seen. It's about saying we matter. Our families matter. Our safety, our rights, our joy, all of it matters. So if you choose to join us, let's pause non-essential spending. Support small or Black-owned businesses if you do spend. Share information, not shame. Stay rooted in purpose. Change doesn't happen all at once, but it does happen when people decide they won't keep moving the same way that they always have. This is our moment of intentional pause, a heartbeat of unity. And every single one of us makes that heartbeat stronger. Mwah. I love you.
Today is day one of the mass economic blackout. We're not asking anymore. We're not protesting. This is happening. We've tried being nice. We've tried asking. And this is what we get. Silence. Silence from the people that we put into power, that our tax money is allowing them to live the life that apparently they didn't earn. They took it. Well, now we're taking it back. We're taking our lives, our money. We're taking it back. We will not be fucked over by these greedy corporations who think that we're just random voices. Well, one voice can make a difference. You know, there's something I've always wondered. If it's so great being millionaires and billionaires, why do they always need more? More. Elon Musk is the world's first trillionaire, and he's still trying to get more. When is enough going to be enough? It just seems to me like enough for them is never enough. So, if that's the case, then maybe being millionaires and billionaires, or in Elon Musk's case, a trillionaire, maybe it's not such a good thing, because it's like you have all this stuff, but your cup is never full.
So the mass economic blackout has started today. So what that means is that starting today, November 25th through December 2nd, we're not shopping. And we are especially not shopping through any big stores. You're going to stay away from Amazon, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Best Buy. I know a lot of y'all were already boycotting a bunch of these companies anyway, but we're really making a concentrated effort now. If you do have to buy anything this week, specifically food, or medical supplies of any kind, try to shop small and locally as much as possible. We are still observing Small Business Saturday this week so that you can support small businesses in your community. And when you do make any necessary transactions, try to use cash as much as possible. Because every time you use your credit card, you're basically giving money to those credit card companies. You're going to try really hard to cook at home. If you do go to restaurants, you're going to do small local businesses only. No big fast food chain. I know I'm saying a lot of rules, but this is not about being perfect. It's about making an impact. It's much more meaningful and impactful for us to all make our best effort together than any one of us be perfect. So if, say, for example, your only grocery store in your area is a Walmart, which in many places that's true, and that's by design, obviously you got to buy food, you have to eat, you need your essentials. So do what you have to do, but then try to make those changes in other parts of your life to try to still have as big of an impact as possible. Again, don't just quit because you can't be perfect. Let's all do our best together. We got this. Have a great week.
Okay. Now, as for me, I'm going to find as many Black businesses that I can buy from, and that's going to be my goal, and small businesses. But at the end of the day, y'all, I think this is a good thing for us to keep our money in our pockets and not worry about these retailers and being out in these stores, because at the end of the day, it is not a necessity for you to be out there. You know, if you can do without, do it. I know there are circumstances where you're going to have to go, especially if you're not using a small pharmacy, maybe you use a big chain store for your pharmacy. By all means, don't skip on your meds, you know, but just get the necessities, get the things that are absolutely necessities in your life. Now, me, I do have a pharmacy, but mine is a small mom and pop pharmacy that I go to around here. I don't go like, I know a lot of people that use like CVS and stuff. I don't even use CVS. I use like a small family owned pharmacy that's been in my neighborhood for over 40 years. And the reason why I turned to them is because there were occasions where I needed a certain medicine and CVS and Rite Aid, places like that didn't have it. But this small mom and pop, they had everything. I never walked in there and they said, we don't have it. They always had whatever med I needed. They always had it. So I just stuck with them, you know? So hopefully it won't be hard for any of us to get through just up until December 2nd. You know, like I said, I hope they extend it beyond that. I think it would be a lot more effective if you do more than a week. Definitely. So, y'all, I will see you at 1:45. I got my Campbell's soup. I believe it's the Campbell's soup um, live that I'll be doing then. So I will see you then. Again, I want to thank Mr. Soulful for your super chat. I deeply appreciate your support for my channel. Shalom, family.